probably normally stand here myself, on the right.
Okay. So should I stand on the other side?
Might be a good idea.
Then.
And then I'll just kind of disappear a bit.
Of course, yeah.
Because I'm not finishing off, I'm just introducing.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, we ready?
Okay.
Hello everybody. I'd like to introduce you to GPS Vision from Coventry University Incubation Centre with the Learning and Development Return on Investment Service, Odyssey. This is a business transformational offering facilitated by underpinning software which allows clients to realise real bottom line benefits of potentially all activities involving their employees. This is from training right through to change management. The ultimate value of this is to lead our clients, people, into working in a far more commercially aware way, utterly crucial in today's environment. This can span all of Logica's markets, potentially across country borders, and take us up the value chain away from pure IT services and into true business change services. Underpinned by 9 years of research, this proposition can create new markets for us and be used to open doors into an expanded client base. We as a team are extremely excited about it. Over to you, Patrick.
Thank you, Henry. And this presentation is broken down into 3 parts. The first part of the presentation will explain the challenges that organisations and employees are facing when they're trying to apply new skills and learning into organisations. The second part of the presentation will talk to you about how Odyssey works. And finally, I'll conclude the presentation by talking about the benefits to your organisations and your employees, customers, and if relevant, shareholders. Okay, so I'd like to draw your attention to the first poster, and what you'll notice on this poster, on the left hand side you've got a figure of $670 billion. That is the amount of money that was spent on training and development globally in 2010. Unfortunately, most of the organisations that invested that money didn't get a decent return because less than 20% of that investment ever found its way into the workplace. And what you can see on the second side is, according to best practice and Jack Phillips and people like Kirkpatrick, they recommend that organisations should be able to evaluate the impact of their training, development and change management programmes against 5 different levels, all the way from reaction to return on investment. The only reason we've got the reaction in green is because that's the only one that organisations are consistently managing to evaluate their programmes against. In excess of 90% find out whether the people enjoyed the training, but sadly less than 5% of organisations are able to identify whether their investment generated a decent return. Thank you. So if we have a look at what it's like for an employee in organisations, and here we're using the Frida, and you can see from the sort of 3 visuals that a week for Frida, really on Monday she knows that she's going on training, on Tuesday she goes to the training and actually finds the training quite enjoyable, but sadly when she returns to work on the Wednesday she finds it very difficult to apply any of her new skills and knowledge because she's too busy. And equally, the other problem for individuals in your organisations is that they're not really sort of clued into using the training and development for actually broader purposes than just personal gain. Thank you. Okay, so really what we've got here now is, this is the explanation of what Odyssey is, and what you'll realise is Odyssey is the missing link. What Odyssey will do for you, it will increase your learning transfer, it will make evaluation possible, and it will be very easy for your people to apply new skills and knowledge. It's unique, cloud-based, user-friendly software, and I can explain it in 4 steps. And if you have a look at the top right, it talks about objectives. Now what Odyssey will do for you, it will record organisational and programme objectives, which are so important for you to get a decent return from your training and development budget. Because these goals at the front end will set direction, they'll clarify stakeholder expectations, and they make evaluation and return on investment possible. The second visual on the top right, basically what happens afterwards is Odyssey sends short and precise emails to your employees explaining what they need to do along the training journey. The kind of things they may need to do could be a questionnaire at the beginning or at the end to assess learning and to see whether there's been an increased level of learning at the back end. Well, Odyssey might ask them to complete a goal or projects evidencing how they're using their new skills and their training. These tasks typically take about 10 minutes, and a lot of our users are actually responding to their emails now and carrying out these tasks on the phone. The third element of Odyssey, what you'll see down at the bottom, it talks about those 5 levels of evaluation. It's got a fantastic online coaching facility where the line managers can talk to people of feeders of this world in terms of how feeder is being able to use this new learning to improve their business performance. It actually leads to a mind shift change, so that feeder starts to think about accountability and about the impact that she can generate on the back of the learning she's got. And then lastly, what you'll see from this visual here is Odyssey automates evaluation and impact reports for you at the press of a button. And you can use those reports to celebrate the success, you can use them for improving your initiatives, and a lot of our customers take those reports to their executives to share what impact the training and development or change initiatives have had. And some of them will use them for National Training Awards submissions or for Investors in People accreditation. Thank you. So let's have a quick look now. What's Frida's world looking like now that she's using Odyssey? Well, already what you can see is her sort of mindset is changing because she's thinking about preparation. And what Frida has got here now is she's got a very simple, efficient tool to support her. And she can quickly share information in Odyssey around her learning and what she's doing with it. It's going to change her thinking, and she will leave that training and engage beyond that, thinking about what's the impact for her, maybe the team, your organisation and your customers. And the motivation for Frida to input information into Odyssey is that she can download a personal report showing not just what training she's engaged in, but what she's doing with that training. And some of our customers, the employees, are using that. They take that report to appraisals, or they might take it if they go for internal job opportunities. Thank you. So that's what it's like for the employee. Now this is the difference for the organisation. So Odyssey makes the flaws that we highlighted in the first two a thing of the past. It's a fantastic user-friendly system for your employee and a coaching tool for your managers. But let's have a look and imagine this person in the centre can be 3 different stakeholders. And the stakeholders I want to share with you: HR director, finance director and chief executive. The advantage of Odyssey to your HR director is that they're able to move your training and development budget from a faith-based approach to an evidence-based approach. So the evaluation reports will highlight the impact. So the HR director can see it move from faith-based to evidence. If you imagine the person in the centre is your finance director, the advantages to your finance director is they've got confidence in the budget allocation, as they can now see that your learning development organisational change programmes are generating a profit or a surplus as opposed to being perceived as a cost. And lastly, at the top, if you imagine that person as the chief executive, what your chief executive is going to start to notice is the level of business growth and shareholder return, because you've now got a more skilled and more commercially aware workforce, so you won't need to worry about business survival. Some of our customers, including Coventry Building Society, the NHS and Rank Group, they've managed the learning transfer in their organisations. Evaluation is easy and return on investment is outstanding. And in a lot of our customer cases, they're generating £3 for every £1 they invest in their training budget. So what I'd like to do really is recommend Odyssey to you today, so that your employees and your organisation can finally achieve the outstanding impact and return on investment that our current customers are benefiting from. Thank you.